All right, so today I'm going to be doing some baseboard, and what we have here is a 5-inch baseboard, just square edged, and we're doing a butt and bypass in the inside corners, and we will miter the outside corners. So I'll show you what we're talking about. So here on this inside corner, we have a butt and bypass, which means this piece here runs all the way into the wall, and this piece just butts right up into it. On our outside corners, like this guy here, we have a miter, as you can see there, and this one fit in really nice, but that can take some time and some effort. Here we have another butt and bypass joint. So these are some of the finished pictures of what we're about to do. So the first thing we'll do here, as you can see, I have my little scraper bar here. These inside corners of drywall, they leave little bits of drywall on there, and we want to make sure that's nice and flat. So we'll scrape that, make sure that's nice and flat. And then I cut myself this piece that's square on both edges. I made sure the saw was set at 0, but you have to be careful in case you have a 1 degree one way or the other. So here I'm going to slide this up, and I see I'm tight at the top, and I have a little bit of a gap here at the bottom. And so what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need to put just like a 1 degree on that probably, otherwise that's fitting pretty nice. And then this side is also square. Bring that over. We've got a gap there, so I'll need a 1 degree over there too. I'm gonna make both angle cuts on my strap piece here that I'm using. This one needs a 1 degree this way to make up for that gap. This one needs a 1 degree that way. So I'm going to start with this one, 1 degree. This one I'll cut vertically, and then this other cut horizontally. It's nice the whole way up. A little gap there yet. So what I'll want to do here is scribe this to the wall. I can run my pencil right along the wall. So that line, I'll end up cutting that off, and that'll be the correct angle for that cut. There we go. So now I just need to make a measurement and replicate both of these cuts on this piece. So I haven't changed the saw, so I know that my right hand angle here will be correct when I make this cut, and then I knew that the other one was just a simple 1 degree bevel on that cut, so we'll do that. Now I'm going to lay my tape measure out where I know I have studs here, which I can see because of the dremel screws. So set that out, and that'll give me where my studs are to nail this piece. Alright, so I have squared my piece up again, so that I don't have a 1 degree, for instance, on it. And I'm gonna try this out, and boy, that looks pretty nice. So that stayed square. And then over here on the corner, I went ahead and did, so I actually did a 46 because drywall is never perfect. It'd be nice if it was a perfect world, but that's just not the case. And I also put a 46 on here. So I'm gonna test this outside corner here and see if we have the correct angle on this. And that is definitely doable. So while I'm holding that in that spot where that's gonna work, And I'll make my measurement here to the tip. Like this. All right, so we just created our butt and bypass joint here. Any tiny little imperfections here can be filled with white caulk because we're working with white material. So here I have this outside corner. Again, we made this a 46 degree, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this outside miter. Looks like I have just a little bit of adjustment to do. So I'll go do this, and notice how I have this long here. This will be my piece for here. And you always wanna be doing all your measurements and cuts off of a scrap piece so you have the perfect angle before it gets actually installed. What I'll do here is take this and run it this way so I can get a mark right on there, so I know that that's the short point because I already have this one already done, so this will be my short point of this miter. All right, so in a case like this, where you have this tiny little overhang here on one side of the miter, as you can see, what I'm gonna do is use a shim and basically fold over the edge of this thing by running it up and down a couple times. I'm applying medium pressure, you don't wanna do it too much. And basically what that does is it folds that corner right over. And now you have a perfect miter.